Hello student, in the lecture series of heat transfer, in this video we are going to learn boundary condition. As we already seen the three-dimensional heat conduction equation, which is regarding or which is based on differential equation, if I want to find out the heat transfer, I want to integrate that equation, and for the integration I require the boundary condition. So it is necessary that at least two boundary condition we want to know to find out the heat transfer. So it is very necessary what are the different types of boundary condition we have to know. If you know that boundary condition, then we can easily apply to the system and we can find it out. So we will take one by one. In that, first boundary condition is nothing but the temperature boundary condition. So what is meant by boundary condition? Boundary condition means is nothing but the condition of the system at the boundary or at the faces. Very simple. So if I am taking this system, so this is the three-dimensional system like this, and heat is get transfer from front side to the back side. So from here heat is get transfer to here. Let's say here temperature is at 100 degrees Celsius and here temperature is 50 degrees Celsius. I call it as this temperature is T1 and this temperature is T2. So what are the boundary condition? If I am taking this is the thickness of this one, that is B. So heat transfer direction will be parallel to the B direction. So this is my required surface area and these are my temperature. T1 is the front side temperature and T2 is my second side temperature, where X will be changes in the direction of heat. So at this position X is 0 and at this position X will becomes a B. So X is nothing but the variable, that is nothing but the thickness. So I can easily calculate the boundary condition. When the X is equal to 0, at that time temperature will be at T1, and when X will becomes a B, at that time T will becomes a T2, that is nothing but the backside temperature. In this case it is 1500. Not necessary every time it is 1500, just for example. Now this will becomes a boundary condition for this one. Now if I ask you what is the temperature of this plane, that also we can determine. At that time X will become somewhat different. It may be if it is exactly at the mid, then it will becomes X is equal to B by 2. So at that time condition will becomes X is equal to B by 2 and T will becomes a T. So T is nothing but the temperature which it changes. When X is 0, T will becomes T1. When X is equal to B, at that time it will becomes a T2. So this is first boundary condition. Second boundary condition is nothing but the convection boundary condition. Now convection boundary condition, in that we are considering, now we are only dealing with the one dimension. So this one dimension figure is nothing but like this. B here will be an T1 and here will be an T2 like this. So for that convection also one dimension figure we are drawing. This is nothing but the T1 temperature of the surface, and here will be an fluid which having a temperature of TF1. Here temperature is T2 and here is nothing but the new fluid is in contact with the surface second which having temperature T2, which have a fluid temperature is TF2. So at that time what is the boundary condition? From here to the surface convection will be take place and through the surface conduction will be take place. So on this edge from this side convection will be take place and from here conduction will be take place. So for this place if I want to write down the convection boundary condition, I can write it down like this, that is heat convected into the element is equal to heat conducted into the element. So what is the heat conducted into the element? That we can convection heat transfer, we write it down in terms of Newton's law of cooling. So H A delta T will becomes the TF1 minus Ty, that we already seen. And what is the heat conduction we can give it? That is minus Ka dt by dx. So dt by dx at x is equal to 0, means at this locality we want to take the dt by dx. Now if I want to find it out same boundary condition, or if I want to apply the boundary condition over here, so amount of heat conducted into the element is equal to amount of heat conducted outside the element for this phase. So same equation or same condition we can apply over here like this. Amount of heat conducted out of the, into the element, that is given by conduction, that is minus Ka dava T by dava x. But here this temperature difference, temperature gradient we have to take at which phase? At x is equal to b, which is equal to H A. From here heat is get transferred by convection. So what is the temperature of surface? T2, and this is get transferred to the fluid which having a temperature TF2. So it will becomes minus K dava T by dava x, x is equal to b is equal to HA T2 minus TF. This condition is known as convection boundary condition. Next, third condition is known as an heat flux boundary condition. According to the heat flux boundary condition, if I am taking this surface, and what is the amount of heat transfer present or conducted into the element, I can write it down Ka dava T by dava x. From here amount of conduction we can calculate. But if I am saying this surface is insulated, insulation is provided. So insulation is, if it is an ideal, that means there will be a no heat transformation. That means Q will becomes a 0. When x is equal to 0. Okay, so at dava T by dava x, when x is equal to 0, there is no heat transformation, Q will becomes a 0. So I will get the condition dava T by dava x at x is equal to 0. At that time it will be. Some of the student will be get confused. At x is equal to 0, that's why dava T by dava x at x is equal to 0 will become 0. No. When there is an insulation at that locality, your dava T by dava x will become 0, means heat transfer will become 0. If in some application, if here insulation is provided where thickness is b, that means here x is equal to 0, here what you can write it down, x is equal to b. So what is your boundary condition? At that time your boundary condition will becomes what? Dava T by dava x at x is equal to b, and at x is equal to b insulation is provided, so heat transfer is 0. So dava T by dava x is 0. So always remember that when there is an insulation, at that time we have to consider that insulation is a perfect one, so heat transfer is 0. So eventually dava T by dava x at x is equal to dava T by dava x at that x locality, that may be x is equal to 0, that may be x is equal to b, your temperature gradients will become 0. And last one is nothing but the initial boundary condition. So for the initial boundary condition, this is required for unsteady state heat transfer. Initial boundary condition. This is your fourth one. This is required for only for unsteady state heat transfer, where your heat transformation will be take place with temperature or changes with respect to time. So when time is equal to, if I am taking, let's say this is one ball which having 100 degrees Celsius temperature, so T is your 100 degrees Celsius, but when time is equal to 0 second, I can write it down over here, when time is equal to 0 second. Now when after 5 second, this time will become 90 degrees, temperature will become 90. As the T will become 10 second, this temperature will become let's say 70 degrees Celsius. So as the time will be increases, temperature will be decreases. So like this I am writing down here time and temperature. So generalize I can write it down, when T is equal to 0, at that time T will become T0. So T0 is an initial temperature. At T is equal to T second, at that time T will become T. So this is nothing but the variable T, and at 0 second it will become T0, and at T second it will be an T. So like this, if I apply over here, at T is equal to 0 second it will become 100 degrees Celsius, and at T is equal to 10 second it will become 70 degrees Celsius. Like this kind of condition is known as an initial boundary condition, which we required in case of transient heat transfer, also known as an unsteady state heat transfer. Thank you.